Hey, this is Dodging Knife and Tool. I wanted to talk about something real quick. I'm going to show you that in a second if you heard that clink. Oh yeah. First I wanted to go through something. If you've ever found you've left your knife or a tool, the bottom of a toolbox, the back of your truck on the floor, and found out it got real rusted, maybe even a chainsaw chain, or anything metal that's tool and knife or metal related that you would use. I want to show you my foolproof way that's never failed me in years. All right, first thing, and it's all everyday stuff that everybody has. WD-40. All right, if you don't know, the WD stands for water displacement. So what this product actually does is gets underneath the rust and lifts it. All right, that's not going to unseize an engine or a knife or a chainsaw blade, because step 2, PB blaster. All right, this stuff is a monster. This will, you'll see this penetrating into the rust on the metal. All right, and soaking them back and forth between those two things, you're going to unfreeze a knife you found in a river. Eventually, it's going to take a couple of days. But if you're just day-to-day maintaining your knives or your tools, this is a good product. Now, I like this because it's synthetic, but also this is food grade and a clean synthetic oil. So say I lube the pivot point on my daily carry, and I'm on a job site or on my day shop, and I just want to cut up an apple or something like that. There's really nothing to worry about. Not that a standard motor oil is going to hurt you or anything like that, but it's just food grade safe. We'll just put it that way. All right. Now that clinking sound you just heard, I want to show you. All right, I am becoming a Kizer fanboy for sure. This is the Kizer Riverbank. Okay, try to get you an angle where you can see that a little better. All right, very just basic, but just so well done. All right, so we have brown micarta. All right, we have the designer's name, Azo. All right, the knife is called the the Riverbank, and as you can see, the steel is Nitro V. Nitro V has an HRC scale of 58 to 62, which is very similar to a 15 C28N. We've showed knives of that steel. They're very similar, but let's be honest, when it says Nitro V, that's a lot cooler, isn't it? Let me bring you guys in here a little bit. That didn't work out very well. There. All right, so let's talk micarta. All right, micarta is basically layers of layers and layers of any kind of fabric, really. I have here burlap, just as an example. All right, now what would happen is you cut this into sheets and layer and layer and layer and resin, and it's pressed together to make the handle scale. All right. Basically any fabric, which is why it's so cool in my opinion, is because you can use, this is more of a linen. I've seen denim, canvas, burlap. I mean, we showed a dispatch not too long ago. This has a green micarta handle. This one's a little more rough. It does not say on their site what they use, so this could be anything, but this has a cool pattern and texture on it. Could be a canvas. It's a little more rough than this linen micarta right here. All right. Now I'm pointing this knife out specifically because I just got this, and I saw it out of stock on Kizer's site. It's just such an eloquently done, basic knife, and it's just so perfect. Perfect lockup every single time, flawless opening, and such a snappy knife. You gotta love that. The reason I'm bringing this up now is if you want to catch one of these, they're out of stock at Kizer. I got this on Amazon Prime. I guess they're having a Prime deal. This is usually a $50 knife. I guess they're trying to get people to join Prime, so if you have a Prime account or if you join Prime, $39.99. and I checked just before I turned the camera on, and there's 10 left on Amazon right now. So if you want to jump on that, don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, I want to talk about Micarta a little bit more. I wanted to also, we got to bring in a reference knife. For size, it is a little smaller, but it does fit in the hand just real nice. I'm getting caught up on everything here. Alright, so it's a little smaller of a 4-inch kind of handle, but for an everyday carry, man, you can't beat this. You know, this is what I usually carry, something this size, like a bug out or an Ozark Trail. I got a friend who carries one of these all the time. This to me is too cool for me to carry. I don't want to mess it up. Alright, moving on. Now, Micarta could get a little dried out. See, this is a little, you can see the edges there. It's a little light in some spots. I've got a black Micarta handle knife that's getting a little bit white. So now, what you can do, now this is a thick oil. Alright, so we're just going to try to not make a mess, first of all. And we're just going to put a drop of oil on there. We're going to see if we can rub that in and make this a little, see if it gets a little darker. Or, yeah, see the white's going away? The white edges are disappearing as I rub the oil in, and look how dark it's getting. Alright, that's cool. Now, you don't want to get too heavy with this, because we're going to wipe most of it off. Most of this is going to get wiped off immediately. It's not going to absorb all of this oil. Alright, this is a resin base. This is not just fabric. Alright, this is a compressed resin. So it's really not going to soak in all too much. Maybe the first layer? I don't know. I definitely want to do this to the black handled one. Let's wipe this off with a shop rag. Get the excess off. Oh wow, it really brought out the texture in that. Look at that. Let's show the other side real quick. And back to that side. That's not bad at all. That's exactly what I was hoping for on this. I think Case Knives, which is a very old American company, used burlap. I just happen to have burlap here. You all know what denim looks like. You all know what linen looks like sheets and stuff. And, you know, I didn't need to bring out that many examples, I didn't think. But, you know, basically any fabric you can make Micarta out of. It's going to be tricky getting under there. So we're going to use the rag to try to get it under there, under the pot clip. Maybe next time I do this, let's take the pot clip off. Let's get another tiny drop right there. Also, the fact that this synthetic oil is so thick, and you can use this on your pivot bearings, but if you have a very fast, snappy knife, this oil is so thick it might make the knife seem a little bit slower. So I want you to be aware of that. Don't start dumping this into your pivot points and your ceramic bearings and everything else, because it's a thick oil, and you can always flush it out with WD-40 if you have to. So don't be afraid to overdo it, but don't overdo it unintentionally either. Alright, well, I'm going to call that an absolute upgrade. And again, what a snappy, fun knife. And it is perfectly done. Skeletonized steel liners in there. I don't know if you get a picture of that. In the box, I think with all Kizers comes extra hardware, a sticker, most likely it's a bear, cleaning cloth, you know, all the usual stuff. As a matter of fact, the extra hardware I might use to fill those two holes for flipping your pocket clip over. I think that might look cool and give you a little more extra gription on there as well. Alright, well, I think that worked out real well and darken that handle up a bit for us. Like I said, they're out of stock at Kizer, and I believe there's only 10 left on Amazon, so you might want to jump on this one. Alright, see you next time.